Originally from Gatineau, Quebec, Lise Bourgon began her distinguished 29-year career in the Royal Canadian Air Force by joining the military and attending Le Collège Militaire Royal de Saint-Jean. She graduated in 1992. Her military flight training eventually led her to become a highly respected maritime helicopter pilot with over 2,500 flight hours, most of those on the venerable Sea King helicopter. In the vanguard of women aviators, Lise arrived at 423 Maritime Helicopter Squadron based near Halifax, Nova Scotia, in the early 1990s, when women were just starting to sail on Her Majesty's Canadian ships. She was the first female pilot maritime helicopter crew commander and the first female helicopter air detachment commander to deploy on an operational mission. She sailed on NATO deployments with HMCS Preserver, NCSM Ville de Québec, HMCS Toronto, and HMCS Montreal. Lise deployed and led teams on several challenging operations, including Operation Sharp Guard, the NATO-led blockade on arms shipments to the former Yugoslavia, and Operation Active Endeavour, one of NATO's immediate responses to the terrorist attacks against the United States, September 11, 2001, during which NATO ships patrolled the Mediterranean to help deter, disrupt, and protect against further terrorist activity. From 2011 to 2013, Lise served in a key position of Air Liaison Officer at NATO Allied Air Command, AirCom, in Ramstein, Germany. She was selected by her peers as the Dean of the Senior National Representatives, responsible for representing 23 nations in AirCom. For her tireless work in support of the Canadian Forces Wounded Warrior Program and her leadership role in the repatriation ceremonies from Landstuhl Regional Medical Center, she was awarded the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal. From August 2013 to July 2015, Lise was Wing Commander 12 Wing Shearwater in Nova Scotia. She was responsible for leading operations and for personnel management of a formation of nearly 1,200 people, managing capital assets worth more than $500 million and executing a $10 million annual operating budget. Added to her normal day-to-day activities were the complex responsibilities associated with the operational introduction to service of the $5 billion CH-148 Cyclone Maritime Helicopter Project. Her leadership ensured a clear path forward, enabling the future addition of this modern capability to the inventory of the Canadian Forces. Her career includes numerous milestones. The first female Lieutenant Colonel Pilot Commanding Officer of an operational squadron, 406 Maritime Operational Training Squadron. She was the first female Colonel Wing Commander, 12 Wing Shearwater, and was the first female appointed as Commander of Joint Task Force after taking over the role of Commander Joint Task Force Iraq, based in Kuwait. Well, there she commanded over 600 Canadian Forces personnel deployed on Operation Impact, Canada's military contribution to the multinational coalition against the so-called Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS. On two different occasions, Lise was chosen as the Canadian representative for the Women in NATO Working Group, first from 2007 to 2009, and again from 2011 to 2013. Furthermore, she was selected to the Executive Committee as the group co-chair and was instrumental in evolving the focus from women's issues to a more operational role of gender in operations. During her tenure, the Military Committee approved the designation name change from Women in NATO Working Group to the NATO Working Group on Gender Perspective. With a keen focus on issues affecting women in the Royal Canadian Air Force, Lise wrote her staff college thesis on retention and work-life balance. Considered as one of the original group of founders of the Canadian Women in Aviation Conference, she organized the conference in Halifax in 2001 and has attended and/or spoken at most conferences ever since. Lise is always available as a mentor to women in aviation regarding professional, operational, gender perspective, or other matters. In 1998, Lise Bourgon married Martin Roy, a Sea King navigator. They have two teenage children, Jeremy and Megan. Well, used to their mother's absence, they created a family joke to cover their mother's many deployments away from home. When she was about to deploy, the family would buy a goldfish, which they named Mom. So at least there was a mom home all the time. And Lise acknowledges the sacrifice that her family has made in supporting her throughout her career and recognizes that her husband has been her strength, always there to support her. Lise rose to the rank of Brigadier General in the Royal Canadian Air Force in 2015. She's a woman aviator with a stellar 29-year career, having led and commanded military aviation operations at sea and ashore, and a pioneer of gender integration in Canada and abroad. Brigadier General Bourgon continues her work in Canada's military and continues to lead and inspire all aviators, regardless of gender, to reach their highest potential. Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Lise Bourgon. And presenting her trophy, you've already met his Major Retired Mickey Colton, and Mickey joined the Canadian Armed Forces as a pilot in 1980 when the pilot program was open to civilian women. After getting her wings, Mickey was posted to 436 Squadron in Trenton on the C-130 Hercules, which she flew for her entire career. And now a reservist with 424 in Trenton, and a career with over 7,000 hours, of which 6,900 were on the Hercules. What a team.
Thank you very much. Just a few words. I'd like to thank the committee for choosing me. It was a real honor to be asked and to be nominated for this. I had the chance to talk to the cadets in the crowd today, and I was telling them the story that I joined the military just to get a free degree. My parents could not afford to send me to university, so I looked at RMC and CMR and I said, wow, what a great way to go get a free degree, work for 5 years, and then go do something else. It's been 29 years and I'm still here. And I really fell in love with flying. I fell in love with landing on a ship at sea. And every job has been a blast. Every challenge. I know that, Karen was the first women squadron commander. In my bio, you heard a lot of the firsts, but we're there, okay? We're almost to the end. Women have had all the jobs. We're missing the CDS, but it's coming eventually. Then it's not gonna be me, but it's coming. So for all the young women in the crowd today, if you're looking for adventure, if you're looking for a great career, okay, look at the military, because as Mickey, Karen, myself, it's been a fabulous journey of adventure and good friends and learning. So please just keep that as an interest. Thank you, everyone.